ambitions is a rider. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Guillotines Geeks podcast. Today's guest is former Cage Warriors champion, UFC veteran, and current PFL fighter, the Don, Caolan Loughran. Caolan, thank you for coming on.
Anytime, brother, anytime.
I didn't butcher your name this time, so it's a better start anyway.
Just call me the Don, lad. That's all I get. Anywhere in Belfast, I don't think anyone actually knows what my name is. Just get the Don.
That is class nickname now, to be fair. Jumping straight into it, you made the move from the UFC to the PFL. It's worked out great so far. A lot of big fights. The PFL has been amazing to Irish fighters, the likes of you, Reese, Paul. What is it that differentiates them from the UFC in that aspect and their focus on the UK and the Irish scene so much?
Yeah, well, the UFC is always going to be the UFC. It's always going to have that appeal for young fighters coming up. So I think with that, definitely a bit of complacency can creep in their the effort they put in the effort they put in the shows. They have a much bigger roster, so of course, I listened to John Martin, the new CEO, who I really really like. I listened to him. He was interviewed by Sean Sheehan there with Sherdog, and he says that we were able to put a lot more effort into our like top fighters or bigger names because we haven't got as many of them, so we can put more effort in them. And I found that definitely firsthand for the last few fights. And one thing that I haven't got since I left Cage Warriors 2022 is like I've had no more than 2 fights a year, but now I fought in April and I'm 5 weeks out now again, fighting again. So that type of activity is the thing that I really, really wanted. It's part of the reason I moved up to 145. I can just keep going, you know. So yeah, they can put a bit more effort in there. And the thing I've noticed, the thing I wanted the most was activity, and they've given me that, you know what I mean? Give me a lot of opportunities so far. So no, it's been class. I've loved it.
Yeah, your next fight now, Julio Arce, I think that's how you say his name, at
Yeah.
145. Big name. He's fought some big fellas, beat Dan Ige a few years ago. It's good challenge in front of you.
Yeah, really, really good challenge. Head kick KO Julio Rusa, Julian Rusa. He was briefly just going off ChatGPT and looking, he's briefly ranked in the top 15, but then he fought Song Yadong, who's one of the best in the world at 35. Song knocked him out. Was in with like Montel Jackson. Fought on some really big cards too. I just was looking actually when this morning he fought on the Izzy and Alex Pereira card in MSG, and he fought in the Nate Diaz and Masvidal card in MSG. So he's been in some big moments. Really skilled. Like I'm not. There's no point in denying. Like he's fucking Golden Gloves boxing champion in New York, and he was competing as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt 13 years ago. I'm seeing on YouTube. So skilled competitor. Been there, done it, but maybe a wee bit too much. Been there and done it. If you know what I mean. A wee bit too long in the tooth. He's took a lot of damage way back from watching all his fights when he's fighting like Montel Jackson was dropping him with jabs. Um, his last fight against Alexi Pergrando, he's probably one of the best prospects in the world in the PFL. He took a tremendous amount of damage in that fight. Literally broke his whole face. He's had a nose reconstruction since that fight. And he's going to be 37 in October. So not really, really skilled competitor, but I think we all have like a limit to how much shots we can take, how many training camps we can go through, and I think he'd be doing really, really, really well if he can stick with me now coming into my prime for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? I'd be surprised.
Especially after this move up, you
Yeah,
were very dominant in your last fight. You feeling more comfortable at 145? Is this going to be a permanent stick or?
this is a permanent stick. I haven't like I did go through a period. I got like a few injections out of my knee where I couldn't train MMA straight after the fight, but I was in the gym the following week lifting, and I put up my first time really about 10 years because I was always fighting the scale to 35. I could actually allow myself to lift weights like properly, and I feel really really strong. But I actually didn't put on any weight. I'm like sitting 74.5 kilo, where I wouldn't be. I'd only really be a kilo or so heavier than I would have been for bantamweight this far out, which is crazy. So I haven't like tried to bulk up, but I have got done a wee bit of lifting, got a bit stronger, but I just have less weight to cut. But I'd say my performance in the gym have been, I'd say 50% up. Like definitely, I can. eat so much more, I can recover. My energy levels are through the roof, and I just feel like I can maintain it. I always talked about this pace I can maintain, but then one thing, going doing it in the gym and then completely drying yourself out, and then going and trying to do that on fight night. It's craziness when you think of it. Like this sounds like a lie, but they weigh in the UFC before you go to the arena, and overnight I'd put on 11.5 kilo in a day. It's fucking insane. It's a crazy fluctuation of weight. So yeah, no, I feel really, really good. I'm definitely not going to be a big 45er, under no illusions, but there is a compromise. Like they're a wee bit bigger, a wee bit heavier than me, a wee bit stronger. No, not stronger, not strong, a wee bit bigger, a wee bit heavier. But how long can they maintain the pace? How do they how fresh are they? How well can they take the shots? Like a fractured chin, definitely. Because I've been on the other side of it, I know that it affects your body 100%. So there is a compromise, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. Definitely, I'm not afraid of fighting a big 45er, like not at all.
And there's a lot of boys in your new gym now. You've left Liverpool. You're at Fight Academy Ireland. There's a lot of boys around that weight class for you. How have you found that move back from Liverpool back to Ireland? How are you finding that?
Oh, it's been class. I've been here since I think November. I moved back last year, so I've been here quite a long time, and it takes a while to get into the system and stuff. And I was actually just talking about this yesterday. The big Paddy, the Cage War champion, and Liam, how it's really starting to click. And the last one just went how it went. Thank God, I finished them in like a minute and a half. But there was a lot to show there. But it's obviously you take that. Just, if it happens again, you would take that. Like it's just the chances are probably unlikely. But yeah, made a lot of improvements with the lads at Fight Academy Ireland. Donald McNally is a boxing coach, and then just constantly training with guys that are around that weight. My brother Tiernan, Matt Elliott, Corey McLaughlin, just so many guys that are 45ers that I'd been training a lot with when I was 35, but now I've went up and I feel a lot stronger. Since just kind of accepting that I don't have to fight the scales. I can eat a bit more, I can do a wee bit of lifting. So it's a lot of guys in my weight, a lot of world class operators, world class coaching with Liam and Pat and Donard, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next couple of years. Very much so, very much so. And the new facility, I don't know if you've seen it, lad. It's like as good as you're getting in the world in there. It's absolutely unbelievable setup. Like,
And then I have another one for you. Last time I spoke to you, we spoke about Nathan Fletcher. You'd fought in the amateurs. You hadn't fought yet in the UFC, and you called
it's
for it back then. Eventually, that fight got made. You got your retribution. You got your win back. Is there anyone else that you'd like to fight that you either had a fight planned with that fell out, such as Lewis McGrillen, or even fellas that you fought in amateurs or lost to, or anybody like that
well,
you want that?
that week comes on the same card as me, so we'll see if he's actually the big man in the Fighter Hotel. Only he's gonna be there, anyway. So I'm not really worried about that. I mean, I would fight him. Does it make sense now that I can't not gonna do 35? Probably not. Like, but if he wanted it, I would fight him with 45. I'm no extra, no heavier than I was. I just can't make that weight anymore. But I'm not pursuing that. I'd love to fight Cartwright, but because I know he hasn't fought at 35. Um, it was a catch weight, and he's a catch weight again. But I'm not really worried about that. I'm trying to focus on like new goals, new opponents, just new top tens, a lot of news again. So try to focus on that. But I don't want to like go through like go prepare to fight them guys and have to feel like a shell of myself on fight night trying to make 35 and then not do myself a justice. You know what I mean? So if I fight somebody, I want to fight them at my best weight. So 45 is kind of probably have to forget about that and look at new challenges, lad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so you made the call out after your last performance that you wanted to be in that top 10. You thought anyone, I think it was 7 to 10, you said you didn't think they
That
had
was
a
stupid because
torch to you.
that was stupid because I was 35. So that's what the way Tom Roach, the guy who does the media, the PFL, he says you called out the top 10 and then says you're moving out. Like, what the fuck? It was really on about. What are you on about? But no, I'm actually, well, Julio now, he was briefly ranked in the UFC top 15, so I'm not getting a ranked opponent, but I'm getting a name that's probably bigger than guys who are ranked. And is probably a better fighter than guys who are, well, is a better fighter than guys who are ranked, definitely. So a win probably puts me somewhere in the top. whatever anyway, and then I'll be fighting a guy in that upper echelon to the top 10, beating Julio Arce anyway. So I didn't get a ranked guy, but I got maybe a better thing than a ranked guy. You know what I mean? So it's gonna lead to a better fight if I beat Julio Arce anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then final question. You're probably the biggest sponsor to an Irish fighter of all time in O'Neill's. How the fuck did you manage that? Because that's like Louis Vuitton. Like this will go to an American audience. That's massive in Ireland. Like that's the biggest name you could
I
have.
I'd love to get Guinness. I
That'll be
would.
well.
No, they get me and Tierney, we had a sponsor, Bird Construction over in San Francisco, and he got on to the North American branch of O'Neill's and basically told him that like we were when I was fighting cage war and stuff, I used to wear O'Neill shorts. Tierney fought in O'Neill shorts, and they were like big GAA men. And the lad, Caolan, he runs the whole North American branch. He's actually coming to the fight now in Texas, which is he's going from the World Cup to the fight. It's fucking insane. And camper van, all is deadly. He just basically said, "Fuck me, how have we missed this? Like, how did we miss this? These lads wearing these shorts and fighting and being big football men." So they're all for it. And I actually literally today just got a massive big box from O'Neill's there sitting there of the jerseys they made us. Or I don't know if you've seen them, lad. They're fucking this year absolutely unbelievable. But that was a cool goal to take off. To be honest, Guinness next though. We want Guinness next.
I keep posting them wearing me sparring tops. I'm always wearing the 1916 series and the Fermanagh tops. Tell them I want that soon.
Aye. No, that was deadly. It was definitely cool now to be associated with them. I'd be the first MMA fighters ever to do it, which was class.
Is it the Loughran brothers shirts? Is that what you're on about? They
Aye.
are bangers. Like they
Aye,
are
they're-
serious.
They're quality. Like, honestly, most most fighters kit is I think it's probably one of the best you're gonna get. I mean, that's class. Like,
Sets you apart too. Like sure, you know that, and you know it's used. Like, and then
okay.
that's everything I've got. Have you got anything else you'd like to say, or any media you want to put out there? Your Instagram, anything like that? And
Hey, I just done Caolan MMA anywhere, lad. Thank you to all my sponsors and 5 weeks. Julio Arce is getting smoked. Let's go.
perfect, lad.
Ambitions is a rider. Yeah.